My name is Brian Chamberlain. I'm a staff engineer at tastytrade. I'm going to talk about de-risking data center migrations with observability, the things that we learned along the way, the monsters that we found in the gaps. With Honeycomb, it's like an electron microscope, right? So we were able to actually see the latency between the two data centers, right? We could see the milliseconds and be able to say, okay, yep, we shifted the right way. We saw it get faster. However, when the market opened on Monday, it was really slow. It wasn't always slow. A lot of people had good service, but we had a few issues where we were seeing really high latencies. And then we also noticed with the heat maps, because we use a lot of the heat maps, I'm a huge fan of the heat maps. You see how fuzzy it looks, right? Normally we have a nice, so because we had telemetry, open telemetry across all of our applications, we could slice them all at the database layer and see, and what we normally see are very high performing queries. What we see with this fuzziness is that it's not consistent anymore. So we're in market time, we're trying to solve the problem, we can't. We figured out what we could do is actually go get our old database from the old data center, put it in the back of a car, and drive it, and overnight put it as the primary, and it actually solved all our problems. Sometimes we had not planned on moving any hardware, but when you have something that's so rock solid, it's really running the company for years, and you have this unknown, you gotta solve it. We needed to be ready for the next market day without those performance problems. So that's what we did. But having that telemetry across all of our applications really helped. That looks like, when you see a graph like that, you're like, this is gonna take me a week or more, I don't know. Like, getting into heap debug stuff and understanding the memory space in Ruby and GC, it's complicated. But BubbleUp saved the day here. We were able to go and say, okay, we know the service didn't change, so what did happen? So we identified the problem. On the graph there, we put the box around the problem. And what bubbled up was this user agent. This is a service our Java team maintains. I didn't even know that they did this, but it's brilliant. Like this, I was like, oh my God, guys, thank you. This is the problem, what did you do? Because it broke the Ruby service over here. And they're like, oh, we did this thing with the API version headers. And I was like, okay, could you just roll that back so we don't have snakes in our data center? And we solved the problem. We were able to then restore service. We corrected it to have a mitigation factor and then could find the problem with the memory and the Ruby. We could talk about it later at happy hour if you want. But the thing that I took away from this was like this enrichment of a field, which was a throwaway field, to be honest. We have services calling each other. We're really not using that. The Java team decided to add that context of the the service name, and then the version. I think that was just fantastic. So I was super excited that they did that because it took something that was like gonna be a real slog. So hey, a 5-minute Slack conversation. Observability is continuous, never stop. There is no real business as usual. We thought that after we did this migration, we returned to business as usual. We just realized that this is just one type of change. So all the things that we did for the migration, you do that for features, you can do that for anything. Any technical change, you can identify a way to tag it and filter, and compare. It's just that, so that's all you need to do.